Previously on the Buddha Chronicles, Prince Siddhartha left his palace in the dead of night. Abandoning his crown, his family, and his kingdom, he walked into the forest seeking one thing: the answer to human suffering. But finding the answer would not be easy. For weeks, Siddhartha wandered through the forests and mountains of ancient India. Word spread of a prince who had renounced everything to become a seeker. Eventually, he found what he was looking for: a meditation master named Alara Kalama. Alara had devoted his life to meditation, achieving states of consciousness beyond ordinary human experience. Siddhartha bowed before him.
Master, I seek the end of suffering. Will you teach me your path?
Many seek, few find. The path I teach leads to the sphere of nothingness, a state beyond all form. Are you prepared to dedicate yourself completely?
I will not rest until I find the truth.
And so Siddhartha trained. Day after day, night after night, he learned to still his mind, to enter deep state of meditation that took others years to achieve. Within months, he had mastered everything Alara could teach. He could enter the sphere of nothingness at will, a state where even the concept of self seemed to dissolve. But when he emerged from this state, suffering remained, old age still waited, sickness still threatened, death still loomed. The meditation was profound, but it was not the answer.
You have mastered everything I know. There is nothing more I can teach you. Perhaps you should teach alongside me?
You have given me great gifts, Master. But this is not the end of suffering. I must continue searching.
Siddhartha left Alara and found another teacher, Uddaka Ramaputta. This master taught an even higher state, the sphere of neither perception nor non-perception. Again Siddhartha mastered it quickly. Again, it was not enough. The meditation master could offer him peace, but only temporary peace. When he returned to the ordinary consciousness, the fundamental problem remained unsolved. Meditation alone was not the path. He needed something more. In the forest near Urvela, Siddhartha encountered 5 ascetic monks. They practiced tapas, extreme self-mortification. They believed that by pushing the body, they could free the spirit. When they heard that a former prince has joined them, seeking truth through suffering, they welcomed him as a brother. Together, the 6 of them pushed their bodies to unimaginable limits. They ate 1 grain of rice per day, then 1 berry, then nothing. They slept on the bed of thorns. They held their breath until they fainted. They stood in the scorching sun without shade. They meditated in the freezing river. If enlightenment required suffering, they would suffer more than anyone had ever suffered before. Months became years. 1 year, 2 years, 3. Siddhartha's body began to transform. The athletic prince became a walking skeleton. His ribs pressed against his skin. His arms became thin as bamboo. His face hollowed. When he touched his stomach, he could feel his spine. When he touched his head, his skull. The 5 ascetics looked at him with awe. They had never seen anyone endure such suffering. Surely, they thought, enlightenment must be near. But Siddhartha was beginning to doubt. 4 years, 5 years, 6 years of starvation, 6 years of pain, 6 years of pushing his body to the very edge of death, and still nothing. The suffering had taught him something. Yes, he had learned the limit of human endurance. He had learned that the body could be controlled through will alone. But the answer to suffering, that remained hidden. One day, as he tried to stand, his leg gave out beneath him. He collapsed. His vision blurred. He could barely breathe. For the first time since leaving the palace, Siddhartha wondered if he would die before finding the truth. As he lay there, barely conscious, a memory surfaced. A memory from his childhood. He was a young boy sitting under a rose apple tree during a festival. His father and the kingdom were busy with ceremonies, but young Siddhartha had wandered away and sat beneath the tree shade. He sat there, simply breathing, simply being, not trying to achieve anything, not pushing, not starving. And in that moment, spontaneously, a deep peace had arisen, a joy that came from nowhere, a contentment that asked for nothing. He had felt whole. Now, laying in the dirt, starved and broken, Siddhartha understood something crucial. That childhood peace hadn't come from suffering, it hadn't come from extreme discipline, it had come naturally, spontaneously, when he simply was. What if the answer wasn't in punishing the body? What if all the suffering was just another extreme, as long as the luxury of the palace has been? What if the path was somewhere in between?
6 years wasted? No, not wasted. This too was necessary to try both extremes, to find the middle.
Slowly, painfully, Siddhartha pulled himself to his feet. He stumbled toward the river. He would eat again. He would regain his strength. And then he would try a different path. Not luxury, not suffering, balance. He washed in the river. For 6 years, he had rejected his body, treating it as an enemy. But how could he achieve enlightenment if his body was too weak to support consciousness? The body was not the enemy, it was a tool. And like any tool, it worked best when maintained, not destroyed. As he sat by the riverbank, recovering, he knew what he had to do. He would eat, he would regain strength, and then he would sit beneath a tree and meditate. Not to escape the body, but to understand reality itself. But first, he needed food. The next morning, a young woman named Sujata came to the river. She had heard of the great ascetic meditating in the forest and wanted to make an offering. When she saw Siddhartha, weak, emaciated, barely able to stand, her heart filled with compassion, she knelt before him and offered a simple bowl of milk and rice, kheer, sweet, nourishing, life-giving.
Holy One, please accept this humble offering. You need strength.
Thank you for your kindness.
Siddhartha took the bowl. For 6 years, he had eaten almost nothing. Now he ate. The rice was sweet, the milk was rich, his body, starved for so long, trembled with gratitude. As he ate, strength slowly returned. Not much, but enough. Sujata smiled and left, not knowing she had just witnessed a turning point in human history. But someone else had witnessed it too. The five ascetics had been watching from a distance. When they saw Siddhartha eating, their faces filled with disgust and disappointment.
He has given up. After all these years, he has become soft.
Come, brothers, there is nothing more to learn from this failed seeker. He has abandoned the path.
And just like that, the five ascetics turned and walked away. For 6 years, they had been his companion in suffering. Now they abandoned him. Siddhartha watched them go. He felt no anger, no regret, only understanding. They still believed that suffering was the path. He no longer did. He was completely alone now. No teacher, no companion, no one who believed in him. Just himself, a bowl of rice, and a growing understanding that he had finally found the right direction. Not the palace, not the torture, the middle way. Over the next days, Siddhartha slowly recovered. He ate simple food, he bathed in the river, he let his body heal. He was still thin. 6 years of starvation couldn't be undone in days. But clarity returned, strength returned, and the understanding deepened. He sat by the river and contemplated everything he had learned. The palace has taught him that luxury and pleasure don't bring lasting peace. The ascetic years had taught him that suffering and punishment don't either. Both were extremes. Both missed the point. The truth he now understands lay in balance, the middle way between extremes, neither indulging the sense nor torturing the body, neither grasping nor punishing, neither too tight nor too loose. Like tuning a sitar string, too tight and it breaks, too loose and it makes no sound, just right, and it makes beautiful music. Siddhartha looked toward the forest. In the distance, he could see a massive tree, a Bodhi tree. Its branches spread wide, offering shade and shelter. That tree, he decided, would be his final stand. He would walk to that tree. He would sit beneath it in meditation, and he would not rise until he had found the answer. Not through suffering, not through pleasure, through clear, balanced, unwavering awareness. If it took days, he would sit. If it took weeks, he would sit. If it took his entire life, he would sit. Because after 6 years of failure, Siddhartha finally understood what he needed to do. The answer was waiting. It had always been waiting. He just needed to be still enough to find it. Siddhartha stood. His body was weak, but his mind was clear. His companions had abandoned him, but he had found something more valuable than companionship, understanding. He began to walk toward the Bodhi tree. Each step was deliberate, each step was a choice, each step brought him closer to the moment that would change everything. His eyes were fixed on the tree ahead. Somewhere in the back of his mind, Siddhartha knew this was it. This was the end of seeking. This was the beginning of finding. Beneath the Bodhi tree, Siddhartha would face his final test. The forces of illusion would rise against him. Demons would tempt him. Doubts would assail him. But on that night, after 6 years of suffering and a lifetime of seeking, Siddhartha Gautama would finally become the Buddha. Join us next time for episode 3, The Night of Enlightenment. This is the Buddha Chronicles.